Alone today. I know I wasn't on Friday. Am I moving the wrong? This thing throws me off. I'm moving over. It's good enough. Still not centered. There is a dog in the house today. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come here. He's like, nope. Oh. Oh, what a big boy. Yeah, technically he's up for adoption, but we're not doing an adoption here. Don't you jump down. I know you could.
Yeah, if anybody wants to adopt them.
Omar is fostering from the Humane. Who is it from?
Humane Society.
Humane. So yeah, they're taking him on. Kind of exciting thing. He didn't even need you. This has gone to the dogs. Yeah, so they just actually brought him in and hi there, buddy. Oh, yeah. Now he's not scared of this room anymore. Can you help me pull up the chat, Tanya?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up the chat box real quick. So if you're typing, it helps. Oh, there it is. All right. I can see it better through this one, so I apologize. So a lot of chaos over the weekend. Much fun was had by all. I'm unkempt, unshaven, but feeling pretty darn good. I am taking tomorrow off, Wednesday off, and Thursday off. So much needed. It's been about a month since I've had a day off, maybe longer. I think longer. But yeah, so we're still gunning for launching today. I don't know if it's going to happen, only because legal had us out on some things that I'm going to go over the news real quick, and you'll see why legal. We may or may not. I'll put it like that. We may or may not get a heads up on some things before they actually come to fruition from sources. And so this was kind of a big thing. And it was like, don't release without this because we're going to need it. Other people are going to need it and they're not going to have it. We're going to have it and we're going to be way ahead of the game. So it's kind of a nice thing. So I hope everyone had a great weekend, much better than ours. I put in not too many hours, I guess like 20 plus hours this weekend. So not as much as Omar, Adrian, Tanya, they were putting it in like crazy. So where we at with the upgrade, we are in a good place, but also it's been where we do a battery of tests, and so those tests can go with flying colors, and then we do actually double check everything and do physical testing just to verify. And we found some things that we didn't find with our other stuff. Sorts out all little things here and there, but we found some stuff that just couldn't go out like that, but it's a process. So we're rushing towards it. We're moving as fast as we can. I'm actually less concerned about timing. There is a sense of urgency, and we definitely, I don't want you to think that we're not operating. We are putting in the work, and we're operating with an extreme sense of urgency, but I am much more concerned about the end result. Marathon, not a sprint. We've been thinking ahead. If we weren't thinking ahead, we would just copy and pasted short-term gain, just gone for. Honestly, we wouldn't be doing anything that we're doing. We would have gone for some stupid fucking meme coin that is a joke. But nothing that we've done is a joke. Nothing that we've done is engineered for quick gains. Although we've had some quick gains and we could have gone up, but that's just because, you know, I think people are hungry for healthy projects and projects that have good people behind them. But yeah, no, we would have, if we were trying to do like short-term stuff, and I would be weary, any organization that's just trying to do short-term and it's just all about this minute and not about planning for the future, makes you wonder, are they really thinking about, like, they're telling you everything you need to know about what they really, I see some of the what's up, man? I see some of the things where they talk about the phases of things, and it's like such bullshit. And I'm like, they don't have any plan. They're not doing any of that stuff. And the ones that emerge, like, to actually make it happen, like, oh, we're gonna do an exchange and a wallet and all this fucking stuff. And how many coins say that in their white paper, that they have all these huge grand master plans, and yet all they're focused on is the here and now, and they're not actually doing jack. And there's nothing wrong with focusing on the here and now. Maybe we need to do a little more of that and less planning, but most of our aim right now is future. So 2.3.2.5. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to give you guys a brief update of where we're at. We are in a good position. Omar and I have been working all throughout the weekend, heavily going to deep features of coin code. And let me tell you, some of the, like, how extensive, we actually broke the coin. We went like through some of our testing procedures, and after, we didn't break it till like half an hour into it. That's how, you know, with functions, like, okay, what happens if you do this, this, and this, and then that could trigger something. Hi, sweetie. Sorry, the dog's right there. For those of you who just jumped in, there's a dog in the house today, and it's being fostered by Omar and his spouse, and it is it's freaking adorable. So it just walked by, did a little drive-by. I do want to go over a little news, just because there are some things that are happening that you probably want to be in the loop on, because they have, it might not look like it, but they are guiding things like a light that's going to guide legislation. They're a guiding light. Yeah, sound of claws. Some of these things become beacons that can be catalysts for change. And one of the big things that we, honestly, one of the reasons why we didn't have our GAN or GACN, whatever we want to call it, out already, the only reason is compliance with what's called KYC, which is Know Your Customer, and it ties into identity verification. They have AML, anti-money laundering procedures that you have to follow, and if you don't, you get sued, and they'll sue you for more than your company is like you know, they can basically put you out of business and like that. And so we have to be in very strict compliance with, if we're selling direct, even though we're doing it in a really fucking cool way, where the DEX, the exchange, is sending them their coin, not us, right? Even though we're doing some things like that, it won't stop them from burying us in fucking, you know, legal fees and with fines and having to fight that shit. And so we're like, okay, we can't treat this like just like passe, just like, oh, whatever, we'll just wing it. No, it's literally our livelihoods and future that are at stake. We have to do everything fucking by the book. And Mario would fucking string me up if we cut corners in that regards. He would, he doesn't let us get away with, we have to do everything perfect and with no exceptions. There's no, and we run things by him like, hey, so here's a fork in the road. We can go left or we can go right. here's the pros and cons, right? We break them down. Here's pros and cons, and I love running by legal, making him make the call. There's a couple times he surprised me. He's like, war chest, we gotta, and it really comes down to, is it a battle we can delay, or is it a battle that is it inevitable? And if it's if delaying it doesn't stand to benefit, and it's an inevitable battle, then we just go for the money, because we need to have that war fund to fight that battle. Is there a maybe healthy fear of the next step for Anubit, or sense of analysis paralysis? No, there's honestly no analysis paralysis. We're not. We are going to be releasing, and the way, what we've done is we have now the ability to upgrade the coin after the fact. That's been a big thing that we've switched to. So without launching a new coin, basically we can upgrade. There's like basically a proxy, and then so we can push those updates on the back end without having it disrupt. So if we want to add, there's certain things you can do and certain things you can't. Like, it's not unlimited, like you can just completely change everything. But you can't create new things like variables or things like that, but you can change a whole lot. It's kind of scary. That's why, there's anyone that has a proxy contract, you have to have, you better fucking trust the team, because then again, if people are going to rip you off, it doesn't matter whether they have proxy or anything. If they're going to rug pull and they're pieces of shit, then the only thing you can possibly have as a defense is knowing the team behind it, and hopefully the team is fucking facing, and not just some kid in Singapore or some shit. Yeah, it gives us it's a tool. Basically, we can update, and we can, if new features need to be added, it's going to make it a lot easier to do so. I will say, not simple. None of what we're doing, despite what anyone tells you, if you do anything original in Solidity, which is the language of tokens, if you're writing anything original, even gluing other people's stuff together, it doesn't, like, if you're like, oh, I'm going to fork that because I like how they did it. There could be 10 different people that write coin code that does a simple function, and they all work a little different, and all of them have different gas. They all have, some of them are just cleaner. And so and certainly we haven't reinvented everything. Anytime we can borrow and fork, we do. But even then, it's like fucking, some of the shit doesn't work right. Some of it, you go into it, you're like, oh, this was a terrible way to do things. But anyway, none of this is easy. It's copy and pasting an existing coin that is already working, and it is what it is, and changing the name is what we see 99.99% of the time. Every fucking Inu out there is always copy and paste. There's like 3 coins, and then there's a bunch of debris field of like good little things, but there's few and far between. There are the big exceptions out there, and most of them, like, we've seen a lot of dead projects where they're just fucking dead, not because they're rug pulls or anything like that, just because they never took off the ground. They never even really saw the light of day. And some of the contract code in them is fucking decent. I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't that contract take off? Why didn't that, they've got good code. They didn't know how to do the marketing. They didn't know how to do this, or they just weren't well funded, or because it takes a lot to do marketing, and we have a whole fucking team back there working their asses off, not just 1 or 2 people. So anyway, we've with Solidity as it is, we're pretty much fucking masters at it, but it's still a very challenging language because it's completely it's very basic, in the sense that it doesn't give you a really good environment. And it makes you appreciate a lot of the other languages because they give you like training wheels almost, where they're like, oh, you typed this wrong. Is this what you meant? Oh, you're coming to this. Let me fill in the possible choices. You're going to fill in one of these five. So the syntax is easier. Everything's easier. And debugging is the biggest complaint for Omar. He's like, how do I? It's debugging is just, it's not even present. And actually, you do have some really decent debugging if you're on Ethereum. So for those that are doing a true ERC20 and you want to debug on the Ethereum network, which fuck the Ethereum network until they make the switch, and even then, fuck them. But you get a decent debugging, a little better. But if you're on the BEP20, we don't see anything for debugging if you're on the BEP20. You're basically, if you're on Binance, you're fucked. So, right, it's team effort, and Omar needs without any of these pieces, we're all just kind of like, there's big chunks missing, and we actually have a really good team. I want to embolden it a little more as soon as these things dominoes start falling into place, but right now we're actually doing really good. I'm really happy. So let me get to the news. I'm going to hit my little thing here. So I pulled up just crypto under a Google search for news because I knew there was a couple articles. This is one we kind of knew about over the weekend. This is why, even though we could have added this after the fact or down the road when it was needed, we basically put some dormant code in the contract for this. So let me click on it real quick. Department has barred use by its... Seriously, is this? Oh, I gotta move over here. Let me see. All right. Bear with me here. All right. There's I don't know if you have heard about this, Tornado Cash, blacklisted, hired to cool with remote workers. Send marketing your resume. And yeah, we'd love to work with good people. So, what is a tumbler, right? Do you guys know what a mixer? A mixer. You guys heard of a mixer? Anyone? Basically, what it does is it's a blockchain tool that obfuscates or whatever the source and recipient of funds. So what that means is it goes through this mixer, and money goes in, and you can't really tell who's receiving it. And by transmitting it through that, it's kind of like launders crypto. There's no other way to look at it, and it's Catalina motherfucking wine mixer. Pow pow. It basically, it's got one purpose, and I'm not saying that I'm for or against it. I'm just saying that if it's usually used for illicit purposes, prestige worldwide. So it's used for illicit services or purposes, and it's been involved with, I guess, North Korean hackers like using this one. It's called Tornado Cash or some shit. Yeah, so it's like a popular one for, and the people that stole 625 from back in the Lazarus group back in April or May or whatever, March, they used it. So you're going to see part of this legislation is you're going to see a crackdown in anonymity with crypto. Right now, yes, crypto has basically the blockchain where you can see where wallets transfers, but you don't really know who owns those wallets. In fact, a lot of time you can create a MetaMask wallet or an address or whatever, an account, and you don't need to enter in any info. It's completely anonymous. And even if you go through, let's say you go through Binance and you have you buy some BNB off Binance, and you transfer that B off of Binance into the MetaMask wallet. Well, now they don't know if that was you. They knew it was you on Binance, on that wallet. Binance is putting out that soulbound token on that account. But the thing is, the second you sent it to a MetaMask, they don't know who owns it. It could be you still, or you could have sent it to a friend. You could have sent it to your grandmother. They have no idea who owns that MetaMask. Yeah. So, yeah, again, it says, this is why I can't imagine people wanting to pair a unique NFT to a social media profile. Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, we're a firm believer that there's a compromise, there's a middle playground where responsible parties can know who owns wallets, and the public shouldn't. No one should be able to look at the blockchain and say that was Michael. That's something that you should, because you don't want people to know your expenditures, how much money you have, or how much, oh, he just bought a new Lamborghini with his coin, or that's your business. But at the same time, the blockchain does kind of show all. So with the anti-money laundering push that's going to be happening towards crypto, and it's going to be under a microscope, we have put some dormant code. It's dormant, just so if necessity arises, if it's mandated or something like that, so we can be in compliance. It's pretty nifty coin code, and it basically will make sure that if the day arises, it'll make sure that our trading of our coin is never prohibited. It functions with our GAN. It functions with our ecosystem. Everyone's got to be vetted to download the app for the ecosystem anyway. Everybody that purchases a Anubit coin through us has to be vetted, just like if you purchase BNB through Binance or through KuCoin or any of these places, you gotta be vetted to some degree. But what our coin code does is it goes further than I think anybody has before. Long and skinny of it is it could require, if forced to, it could require that every wallet that transfers our coin become vetted on our network. So if that day comes and they mandate that, we would be pretty much the only functioning coin that could guarantee full anti-money laundering compliance behind the scenes, and basically vet and stamp every MetaMask account or anything that it's a vetted ID'd account and authorize it. So if we ever have to use it, we have to use it regardless. With the way things are pushing, that's something that is way easier to test and implement now to make sure that versus pushing it out as a later update. Like, oh, the demand's here, now let's push out and test it. It's way easier to do it now. It's like doing it later, while it's not impossible, is a little bit like changing the car tire while you're driving down the road. And it's like, how are you going to do that? Well, it's a feat. You got to pull it up on a flatbed truck. You got to keep it moving down the highway. You got to train it. It's like, okay, that's crazy. And right now, it's like okay, our thing's in the shop. It's the perfect time to like do that and test it. So it's dormant. So I'll tell you right now, the system's dormant. Basically, anyone that's not vetted, if we enabled this down the road for compliance, anyone that's not vetted through our system, through the GAN or through other system, if they, let's say you send coin to your brother, and you're like, hey, here's an Anubit, and then he wants to go sell it, it'll give him actually a failure, but it pops up saying, go vet yourself with this, and once they do, it sends from our system a message to the block saying this account's vetted, the KYC's been done properly. Then they can do that transaction. They can send their coin. So it's honestly, it's pretty fucking badass. On the pop-up error of trying to sell or send or whatever, if you're unvetted, it just tells you where to go. But for now, it's off. Hopefully, maybe we never even need it, but we got it. Keeping you guys in the loop. So Fred is hiding in here. He's just, last time he fucking did that, he was a sleeper cell basically, and then he popped out of the bushes and he's like, "Ha! Give me my coin." So the other thing is, what do we always say? Not your key, not your coin. Isn't that the deal? Not your keys, not your coin. Crypto lender hodl not freezes withdrawals citing market conditions. If you're watching this and you're leaving your coin in these institutions, not in a third party like DeFi type wallet like MetaMask or Trust Wallet, if your coin is anywhere than a MetaMask or a Trust Wallet, at any minute those coins or those companies can halt your withdrawals. You don't own it. They do. They're holding on to it for you potentially indefinitely. So I'm not saying pull all your coin out. You do what you want. I'm not trying to give investment advice at all, but howdy folks, we got any linky hated seeing hold not headline this morning. Yeah, it's another one, right? Can we use Ledger Nano for Anubit in the near future? I haven't tried Ledger Nano Zero, Nano X. If you've got one, send Anubit, check it out. I know that we tried the Trezor connected to a MetaMask and it works just fine. Chainlink, okay. So I'll let you guys handle that. Chainlink, we've been checking Chainlink out as far as like, I know that's something that Penguin had kind of directed me to. And he's like, hey, a partnership here would be kind of cool. We do use, hey, is it Morales? Which one is it? We use a competitor, Morales. We haven't announced some of the tools that we're working with. More so tools than companies. It's like, I hate announcing partnerships when they're not truly a partnership. We license to use some of their tools because they make our life fucking easier. And I'm like, as much as we build from scratch, anything that we don't have to is kind of nice. So let me get to this. Yeah. So this one, just pause. I don't know if it's another like ripple from the Terra Luna meltdown. Okay, so here's the thing. This hodl knot announced in June that it had no exposure loans with 3 years capital or Celsius. So that's them basically saying before they do this in August, August 8th, before they do this, they're like, yeah, we're good. We haven't been, we didn't get hit by any of that bullshit. We're fine. So the company consulting one of the key components of the market downwards collapse of crypto hedge fund Three Arrows, had no exposure is what they're saying. The latest line of crypto lenders that buckled under the market pressure, both filing for bankruptcy, withdrew its application Monday. Authority for Singapore for license in the city, even though it received in principle approval from the central bank. Foreign partnership with Nexus, Films Link bases more than 500 million in assets under management. Should we link pill him? Thanks, me too. I don't know if you guys are speaking a different language or if I'm just totally sleep deprived, but you're asking link to our coin. You ask what type of link are we? Take the link pill. Enlighten me, please. I'm always learning, and if there's something that went right over my head, then fill me in, because the deep dive into crypto back in the day, I learned new things every freaking day, and I try to teach what I learn out to everybody else. And link is equals chain link. I got that. Let's start with the Ari Jules. Okay, yeah, that's all. So you're talking rabbit holes. Okay, let me get to that. So those were the kind of the two things that happened recently that are worthy of really discussing it all. Anti-money laundering is going to be huge. It is going to be something that you're going to hear more and more and more of as they crack down on things like mixers. And I don't think this is the last time we hear of them blacklisting some of these tools that you see. You guys probably don't even use that stuff unless you're doing something that you really want to hide your then you're probably not even using that. You're probably not worried, which is great. I assume our holders are all legitimate, hopefully, right? You're not buying children, I hope. So and we honestly, as a company, I don't want people buying children with our fucking coin. That would be horrible. So if we need to do things to prevent that, then as you gotta have some morals, and I'm not okay with it. We'll do things to prevent it. Yeah, there's just lines. So anyway, I know that people do terrible things with cash. So I don't blame the currency, I don't blame cash when bad things are done using US dollars. I don't think the US dollar is, if anything, it's probably easier than with crypto, but still you can transfer crypto large sums across great distances for things. So there's going to be a big push. We want to be ahead of it. And as far as the coin goes, I'm going to be going, okay, hold on. I'm going to read this. You guys are going to educate me, and hopefully I can comprehend. So Ari Jules is one of the two professors back in 1999 that formulates proof of work. Okay, great. Tech concept Bitcoin is based on. Fantastic. Ari is now the head of scientist of Chainlink Labs with an H-index of 94. H-index measures the citations and productivity. Most academics and scholars have roughly 10. Anything above 30 is considered exceptional and genius. That's a solid line to hold when it comes to usage utility. So Ari Jules is a genius, and that's one of the dudes at Chainlink, correct? And it's a really high-level genius. We're not doing IQ, we're doing H-index. Seems simple enough. You said most academics and scholars have a 10. So are we talking ability to learn? Are we talking ability to concept things? How does one achieve a higher measurement of H-index? Is it what is the metric it's based on? Is it problem solving, or is it high level genius? He's recently even spoken in front of the Senate about blockchain, and his papers are featured in the European Central Bank. Cool. So I should probably educate myself on Ari Jules, and read the Z of books, just writings, papers. I'll track it all down. I'll deep dive. That sounds like a fun thing to do while sitting on the beach. I will be in the beach, going to the coast for 3 days, much deserved. I'll also have a laptop, and I'll be back and forth to the hotel room working. The way that the team's going to operate in my absence is, if the coin's ready to go, they're going to go, and I'm going to help remotely. If the coin is, the upgrade is not ready to go, then it'll happen when I get back. And if it's close, I'm sure they'll probably just wait for me, because I do things around here, and they might want that. So, but with that said, we'll go as soon as it's ready, pretty much. Use your mineral sunscreen. Okay, so I burn badly. So when I come back on Friday, I expect to be. It's actually going to be cool there, but the sun's still going to hit hard. I'm really pale, so we have really nice lighting that helps me look like not a zombie, but I promise you, I'm very zombie-like. And the dark rings around the eyes for sleep deprivation probably don't help either, because we've been working our butts off. But hopefully, I look better rested, and Le Big Mac. And a little, and if I'm sunburnt and it's like, tss, tss, then you guys can feel free to make fun of me. So that's rabbit hole. The other rabbit hole is that Chainlink has been working with Swift since 2017, as confirmed by the director of strategy in Swift in 2021. Yeah, so, and Swift is I think that, isn't that the largest ones that does money transfers? And I think XRP works with Swift as well, right? I did too. I recently tried mineral sunscreen and it works so well. Is it spray on or is it I like the spray stuff. I hate lotion. I fucking hate lotion. So it's kind of like, I just don't like it. I'll do sunscreen because I don't want skin cancer and I don't want to look like a damn lobster. But I just having a lather shit on me I fucking hate it. So with 12K banks as customers. Swift's the largest banking network in the world. Yeah, I know about Swift. I know about Chainlink. I didn't know who the top guy is. Chainlink might be a CIA op. Great. Yeah. Wouldn't any of that surprise you? Right? Any of that? But the head strategy for Swift was on a panel, and founder of Chainlink, talking about the future of smart contracts. I obviously need to deep dive and catch up on some of that stuff. Honestly, I can tell you that I consume as much content related to educational purposes for crypto as time allows, and I try to stay. I have to be smart on this stuff, because if I'm ever going to give advice, I don't want it to be fucking wrong. And whether it's for you guys or for our company, I have to stay in the loop on these things. I only held Link and Rose. I don't know what Rose is. No algo. King of Gotham. All right. Cool. Let me check it out. Let me open it and I'll watch it later. Uh-oh. I hope it didn't start playing. Hey, Tanya, did that tab open on the other PC? Do you mind checking? I want to play a Google thing later. Can you open that link to Le YouTube? Just checking it out real quick.
You would. Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh, it's right up here. Never mind. It's right here.
So you're not playing it?
No, I'm not gonna play it right now.
Oh, okay.
It's cool. All right, cool. It's like Algorand, but don't understand why it stays so low. It's lengthy. I'll check it out. Good stuff. Love learning more. Guys, so I'm going to get back to it. It's been about 40 minutes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Michael. IC3 Mafia. Good sources for info is hard to find, especially like on some of the social media platforms. Everybody touts to be an expert, and most of them are just paid promoters in some way or shape or form. And the amount of like true, honest knowledge you hear is very rare in crypto. But when you hear it, you're like, ah. I've even listened to Richard Hart and heard him say some things that are true, and then I've heard him say some things I'm like, oh, it's just fucking idiotic. But so yeah, getting good sources is half the challenge. I appreciate guys. I will enjoy my break. I'm trying to think of I don't have. Well, Fred isn't here, right? So I could. I don't know what question hasn't been done here. I'm not going to spin this thing. What? I think we've done all of these. What's the original cryptocurrency? I don't know what that one is. She wrote that question, then I don't even have the answer. So, let's see here. I think we've done this one before. What was the original, what was the first, no, I don't want to ask that. What's the name of the mixer that got shut down recently and blacklisted? Oh, fucking Fred. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fred proving a point. I'm totally ready because it just there was no spinning. There was no nothing. There was he proved a point. He said nothing up till now. He said not one peep. I asked the question.
Off this wheel?
No, I just asked it like right, and within like half a second, he had the answer.
Adam, bro, I seriously wasn't here. There's no way.
Fred busted out the answer. I didn't even know what question I was gonna ask. I asked the question, and Fred just said, he's like, bam! No, you gotta understand. I asked it probably at 13, and with 14, where is he? He blew everybody else away. There was not even, look, that's 15 seconds later.
But Yenna dude answered eCash, right?
No, but I hadn't even asked the question yet. I literally, he was guessing. Fred answered Tornado Cash literally the second my Wirch is he's like, bam! Tornado Cash.
We need to study Fred.
Yeah, Fred. You got to make a drive up to the Central Valley of California one of these days, man. I want to see this speed typing firsthand. Well, if you sit in our office and I just want to hear the popcorn. He must have read my mind.
That's some devil magic or something. There's something else going on with that.
Yeah. No, you know what though? The beauty of this is anyone that had doubts, he stomped on the doubts.
Yeah, totally.
There's no wheel. There's no memorizing, unless he was like, what are the possible? He's like extrapolating through. He's like picturing the angles in his mind, and he's like, okay, he could ask these questions. I'm gonna pre-type answers to all this. Bam. No, he's just really good, I guess.
Yeah.
Fred, you don't. Red Rebel, you are nothing compared to Fred. All the hate you've gotten up till now is not deserved. It is Fred that should be hated because he's that good. Google Prototype Smartphone 3000. Fred is actually our AI. Yeah, you got to give it up to Fred. I mean, honestly, Red, I think you've won, if not more. But you guys are both champs. I love you having you guys here. I'm gonna shoot you both. Fred, you got to get two. That you fucking killed it, bro. and then Red, I'll wait. Who was second? Was it Yenna Dude? Wait, hold on. Yenna Dude, you're getting one. So message me in Telegram. I did send Red. I sent you.
I know, 'cause-
Angelina's messaged me on like Saturday, and she's like,
It was Friday night.
whatever. She was like, oh my God, I forgot to tell you. And so I didn't send it till this morning. I was here all weekend, but honestly, we're just in knee deep in fucking development. So to anyone new that's in here watching, you're welcome to join us. If you're a holder, if you hold some, you can win some. I won't be giving away any winning for any of our competitions unless someone has at least some of our coin. That is a rule that I'm gonna hold. So whatever wallet you reference better have a little of our coin in it for us, for you to win, because there's no sense some random person that doesn't have our coin winning when you guys are I want to reward those that have at least put a little skin in the game. So there's a link to our Telegram. Thank you, everybody. Sorry, yeah. See, and sorry for the past hate. We need to put that hate on Fred, but only hating Fred not because he's a cheater, but because legitimately he's fucking badass. I got to give out props. So thank you, everyone. Sorry if you were hoping for better news this morning. The good news though is we are. The coin is in a really fucking good place, even if you guys can't see it yet, and everyone's really excited to give birth to it already. We're right there. So if I have an announcement later on today, then cool. I'm not going to give a timeline on anything. Every day I do that, and the guys just look at me with dirty looks. So as soon as they're done and all tests are clear, we'll launch, and not a moment sooner, and honestly not a moment later. So no minute after, no minute before. We will do it right then. And if I'm on a beach, they'll call me and I'll walk to the hotel room because it's gonna be that fucking awesome. So all right, I'm gonna enjoy a little vacation. In the meantime, I'll shed some crocodile tears for everybody else who's still here working. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy myself a little bit and try to maybe lower my blood pressure because I'm definitely feeling it. But I will talk to you guys on Friday. Angelina, Tanya, Theo, those guys will still be running this stream in my absence. And yeah, I'm really excited. I honestly, I hope that I just get to come back and it's already launched with me working remotely versus waiting till Friday. But if it's Friday, it's Friday. So it is what it is. So, but I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations. Don't forget to message me if you won today, and I'll